Good evening. Live from New York, the CC Radio Network is proud to bring you tonight's show, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc, where we talk about religion like you've never heard before. There's no evangelists here, just talk about religion with a twist. So let's get started and have some fun. Welcome our hosts for tonight, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dark Reflections.
No, this is the dark side.
The name of this whole recording is called Dark Reflections. That's the actual name of it. It's
okay.
Anyway, and this is the Rebellious Rev.
And this is the Doc, and we are live from Long Island. Our usual Friday night spot.
Just so you know, it's not Long Island in the Bahamas, unfortunately. It's Long Island, New York, where it's a balmy 35 degrees tonight. It's warm.
Well, that's a heat wave.
I know.
It is winter in New York, you know.
It's going to be in the 50s tomorrow.
54, I know. Tomorrow and Sunday, and then it's going to head down to the 40s and then slowly creep back to the 30s, you know. But, so, what would God think?
Well, I don't know.
What does God think? I mean,
what does God think about the Donald taking on the Pope?
Well, actually, the Donald will probably wind up telling you that, which is probably true. The Pope took him on first.
He did.
By saying it's very unchristian of him to build walls instead of bridges. You know, I told my wife, I said, you know, if Donald built a bridge instead of a wall, he can charge a toll. I mean, he is a businessman.
He should build a wall, and there's going to be a toll to go over the.
Yeah, the expanse, exactly.
Yeah, they eventually both backed down. Trump backed down.
Well, the Pope, I don't think, was looking for mano a mano with Trump. He just said that, you know, he felt what was in his heart. You know, that it's just very unchristian not to want to try to bring people together instead of separating them, and that's exactly what the wall does. And Donald's been talking about, you know, not letting Muslims emigrate to the country.
He was basically talking about the wall, and basically he came by.
You're chewing and talking.
I'm chewing and talking?
Yes. That's been pointed out to you in the past. That's not very good for a pastor, a man of the cloth.
Well, chew on this, fella. Let me swallow it.
You got plenty of time to eat during eye pluggers.
I'm going to go take a sip of my coffee and wash it down because this pretzel I cannot wash down. It's just stuck in my mouth. It's dry.
Well, that's what happens. I know. I understand that completely.
So, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to take up sips of my coffee.
I thought you were going to say I'm taking a trip to the bathroom.
That's next.
You would say something like that.
That's
next.
Next.
Yeah, I know. But the Donald, of course, is ahead in South Carolina, but not by much, and he's ahead in Nevada also, but not by much.
South Carolina, he's ahead by at least 15, 20 points.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then maybe I was looking at the Nevada results. I don't know.
No, they won. The NBC poll had him close, but every other poll had him like so wide apart. It was unbelievable.
Well, you know, he begins every speech with, well, you know, I'm way ahead, you know.
He is, I mean, except for the NBC poll. And that's the show you probably watch, so it showed
you know, he probably, the way things are going, he's going to be the Republican nominee.
Well, did you listen to yesterday's show, the
town hall?
Yeah.
Actually, I caught Kasich and part of Jeb Bush. I really didn't want to listen to the Donald.
Well, the Donald, I only heard for a few seconds. I taped it for some reason.
Yeah, I taped it also.
Only taped it to. It didn't tape it to the end. Only from the beginning. But they were talking about what happened actually with the Pope. Just to go back to that, it was all. Somebody did it on purpose. They instigated the Pope. A newscaster talked about that what Trump wants to do, build a wall in between and all this stuff and block, any people from coming in.
So he gave the pontiff food for thought. And,
but they said the guy hyped it up a lot more than what Trump is doing. And during the and then finally the Pope came by the border, and then there was a little bit more about it. But basically, what Trump said was there'll be a wall there, and people will be going through the wall, but they're going to have to go through legally, not illegally.
Well, if he has a way of controlling it, well, I'll tell you. One thing about the town hall in, was it Nevada? Or I don't know if it was Nevada or South Carolina. The reason I say this is because I know in Nevada they had a lot of Latinos, and they were talking about how difficult it is to have the family separated. The father is back wherever he is, Mexico, Guatemala, and the wife and the kids are here. One guy hasn't seen his daughter since she was in 6th grade, and now she's graduating high school.
Is he legal in the United States?
He's illegal. They're legal. The wife and the kids are legal. He's not. So
that's a tough situation. It's,
separating families like that.
Well, who separated them?
Well, if the man was deported at least 6 years ago, it was under Obama. Well, they said Obama has deported more people than Bush, more people than Clinton, certainly. So I don't know how they could say he's soft on the Republicans can say that he's soft on immigration.
Because what he's proposing is soft.
Well. And
did you see that little comment when they, I think on NBC, they asked Clinton if she ever lied?
Yeah, she said she tries not to,
I don't think I have.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
everybody's told a lie at one point or another.
Well, that's what I think that. Who said that? Kasich or Clinton? Carson. Ben Carson. They asked him about it. He says, "Tell me somebody that you know that ever told a lie."
Exactly. The more I listen to Kasich, the more I like what he says. But he's too nice a guy to be elected president because he's got the right idea, bringing people together, working across party lines. He's been successful in Ohio. He was successful in the Congress. He's worked with budgets and presidents and Democrats. But that's not what the people want. He never polls more than about 10%. 10-11%.
No, he did better in New Hampshire.
No, that was in New Hampshire. He came in second.
Yeah, but that was the only place. He's only been in 2 places, so you can't.
No, but they're talking about his projected totals in South Carolina or Nevada.
Projected totals in New Hampshire were nothing neither, and they came in much better than he expected. And that one picture that they had him when he was hugging the boy, the young man.
Yeah, the young man who said he was in a very dark place, and yes.
And
by the way,
that caught him a lot of good vibes for
Oh, I know. Well, look, the man has a positive message. How can you not like somebody with a positive message? He doesn't pick on his rivals. He just says we have to behave like human beings and this, that, the other thing. Help each other, you know. Speaking of helping each other, you know what we haven't done that we didn't do on Monday either?
Give him a phone number yet.
That's exactly right.
I was waiting for you to stop talking so I could mention it. And then I forgot.
Ladies and gentlemen, and as they say, the number in Macon, Georgia is 1-516-336-8510.
And if you're listening to us on Blog Talk Radio, please call us on that number. Don't call on the 646 number. It doesn't seem to be working.
That's
too well
right.
these
Dr.
days.
Mark tried it, and to no avail.
It's got too much echo. It's not a good call. But anyway, who else was it? Carson. I listened
Nikki
to,
Haley is backing Rubio.
Yeah.
You know, which was a big blow to Jeb Bush. He was really hoping that to get her endorsement. You know.
But Bush had his mother there though during the town hall meeting.
I know. She didn't say anything, but she was there. His wife was there. You know, he had family there. W was there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I didn't know W was there.
No, he wasn't there at the town hall, but he was there the day before to make a speech.
And they said he's not coming back. He doesn't like any of this.
Well, I can't say that I blame him. First of all he'd be listening to is attacks on his brother. You know, and for the same reason, you know, Jeb gets upset when people attack George.
No, W said he doesn't want to be associated with the loser.
No. No, he would never say that.
No. Well, but what was interesting, they were talking about interviewing some people, and they're asking him, how do you like Jeb? And they said he seems like a really nice guy, you know, warm, nice family man and all that. And they said, will you vote for him? No.
Well, you know, the journalist said, you know, he rates very high. He's very likable, but not the kind of guy you want to sit down and have a beer with. You know, that's what they said.
Not the kind of guy you want to vote for.
Well, that goes along with it, obviously. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'd want to have a beer with Bernie, but I would vote for him, maybe.
Well,
hey, there was a understanding between him and the Koch brothers.
Oh, really?
They both agreed on something.
I'm wondering what it is.
On Wall Street or something, that they both agreed that it should be, the
taxing.
Taxed and all that. Yeah,
Well, you know, it goes without saying. I mean, he was talking in Nevada, and he said the people in Nevada certainly paid the price for the recession. You know, with the buying homes and being sold and getting mortgages that ballooned, and they didn't realize it, and they were really raked over the coals. You know, and he said, meanwhile, the middle class, you're paying for it. He said a lot of middle class and Latino families who were first-time homeowners, and he said no one on Wall Street has gone to jail. They pay, you know, $300 and something billion, which is a drop in the ocean for them, but nobody goes to prison. You know.
Yeah. Did you also? Did you hear?
And I ask you, religious man, what would God say?
What would God say? Man, this is a screwed up world I created.
Is somebody?
No, I
keep
don't think
getting
so.
beeps. I don't know.
I don't know. You missed my answer. Did you hear my answer?
I didn't hear. No.
Oh, so he probably said, "Boy, this is a rotten, crazy world I created."
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that he promised Noah that he would never do it again, you know,
he'd wipe us out.
I mean, look, people thought that's what happened with Sandy. You know, when the floodwaters washed over Oceanside and Long Beach and East Rockaway and Island Park,
and the only thing you saw
and
was
Staten
boats.
Island.
All you saw was boats floating down Long Beach Road.
Let me tell you, if you were a kid with a